I was planning on coming to sit down and talk about a story that I heard from someone I look up to online. Um, Hearing that story for the first time a few months ago really changed my perspective on life, my goals, and sort of what I want to achieve. But I read something this morning, a quote, that really stuck out to me, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to tell this story another day. I want to talk about this today. And I wrote this quote down and sort of what my thoughts were when I first read it. So the quote I saw was, "You will never find a more stressed out person than a man in his 20s trying to figure out their purpose." And I know this has meaning for both men and women, but in this circumstance, when reading this, you know, it really stuck out to me. Because at this point in my life, in your life, for most of us, we haven't made it. We have very little consistency. We're trying everything under the sun to be successful. We're trying everything under the sun to have other people believe in us. My parents, your parents, are probably constantly asking you what you're up to. We're constantly learning how to finally start to pay bills and deal with the real responsibilities of becoming an adult. We're learning how to build and lose friendships. I mean, for myself, I've built quite a few friendships over the years, which all mean a lot to me, but I've also lost a few, and I think that just comes with life. And I think with those of you who resonate with what I've just said here, I want to say this: we are all in this together. We're all going through the highs and lows of life. We are all going through struggles of our day-to-day life, of our week-to-week life, of our month-to-month, year-to-year. And I get it. It's hard. But the fact is, if we keep pushing, we're going to look back at this moment and just laugh. We're going to look back at this moment and just laugh. Because with what we're struggling with right now, it's all going to feel so minuscule, so small, so tiny in just a short period of time. You wouldn't believe it, but it does. And I think the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is there's been a few really close people in my life who haven't gone through struggles, but I think they're learning about who they are a bit more. I don't want to get into the details here, but I do want to say one thing. Whatever you're going through right now, there is no right or wrong answer. I think a lot of people, and myself included, at some points, in some situations, I'm like, this is the wrong thing to do. I should be doing something better. But realistically, we can't classify it as being wrong. I think it's the same thing with mistakes. Mistakes shape who we are. They build and cement something inside of us. I don't know what I mean by that. But mistakes shape who we are. They create the person that we all are. I had a really good chat with one of my best mates last night. It was just before midnight. We had got back from a party and we decided to get some food. And we sort of talked about something that we hadn't actually ever talked about before. I don't want to get into the details here, but the main points we were sort of discussing, or that we sort of came out of this conversation with, was what I just talked about previously, that there's no right or wrong answers in the actions that we take or do. And what that ultimately led to was talking about finding ourselves and falling in love with ourselves. This is something that I've really tried to focus more on the last few months. Really trying to fall in love with myself again. Because for a short time period, or not a short time period, a short to long time period, I felt I had lost that and I was doing everything for someone else, trying to prove to them that I was still good enough. I think this will be a very short one today. I was hoping for it to be a bit longer, but my mind just isn't thinking the way I hoped it would. I've just got to be okay with that. I think if it was my past self making this video right now, he would leave the recording and not be happy with himself because he didn't do what he hoped he would do. But I know that to love yourself, you have to be okay with not being 100% every single day. And that's something I'm still learning, don't get me wrong, it is something I'm still learning every day, every week. And I'm still not okay with it sometimes. That's just the reality of it. So yeah, we're going to leave it there for today. I'll see you guys again in a few weeks' time. Thank you for your time again today, and I'll see you in the next one.